All right, so the Truth Panther on X recently shared this. It says South African banks are in hot water, accused by MPs of charging black clients higher rates and engaging in racial profiling. MPs demand ownership transformation or face major consequences. Hi, this is African Time. The name is Vedashi. Well, let's discuss something that's happening between South Africa and then the banking sector. We all know how big the SA banking sector is in Africa. The top leading banks in Africa have always been the South African banks, mostly Standard Bank groups, and then Absa. We have FBN banks, and all those banks are top banks. And then banks, they are all top banks in Africa. You can actually check out my pages. You will actually find out the top ranking banks in Africa in 2024 on all other most valuable, most budgeted. Anything you need to know about African banks is actually being shared on my page. You can check it out and see more about that. Okay, now let's dive inside to see the main issue here. Well, they are saying that these banks are believed or allegedly or being accused of actually being racial profiling. That is, they are actually milking their black clients. Well, and it says it's an issue that being caused by the MPs in South Africa. How true is this? Well, let's actually make the thing interesting. This one says most black customers are high risk, though it is risk based. If enough blacks overcommit themselves financially, if they blow money of luxuries they don't afford, if they don't invest in property and the markets, and if they default payment or reverse debt orders, the risks go higher. Again, this one also says race card always being played when black looters are prowling. Again. Okay, so this one also says race cards always being played when black looters are prowling. By far, the most people working in banks these days are black. Any person with a bad credit rating gets high interest rates. How evil SA criminal MPs get away with this crap is insane. Okay, let us all actually cool down here. Seems like some sounds are actually explaining this point here. They are saying that it's not that the banks are actually taxing or actually taking more from the black client. They are saying that the basic thing is that they are saying that the blacks cannot be trusted because of how they forfeit their loans that they take, their debt ratio, how they blow cash. It's actually boiled down to financial management in the black culture or the black communities. Okay, that's what they are saying. Now, let us cool down. Let us actually dive inside the whole article and let's see what is actually happening. Shall we all calm down first? Yeah, you calm down. Yes, you calm down first. Let's see what is happening. Well, so the Black Panther says MPs accused major banks of racial discrimination against black clients. Allegation of racial profiling in banking. Well, let's go. It says members of parliament have accused major banks of racially profiling clients and systematically discriminating against black customers. Lawmakers highlighted concern about banks charging black clients higher rates than other racial groups, raising questions about fairness and transparency in the sector. It says Ms. Kunene, a representative of the Banking Association of South Africa, BASA, stated that the regulations were clear on discrimination and account closure processes. Okay, so she's saying that most of the thing that they believe is actually racial profiling is stated that the regulation were clear on indiscriminations and account closure processes is actually not cool when it comes to the black people. Okay. It also says, however, she acknowledged that the public might not fully understand the steps taken before a bank account is closed. Committee member Mr. Soviet Lakajayani criticized presentations that focus on the number of black managers in banking rather than addressing sector transformation. He emphasized the lawmakers were more concerned about changing ownership patterns than simply tracking diversity in leadership position. Well, in quotes, he says, "We are not interested in whether there is a black CEO or the numbers is growing. We have to amend the law to make things happen," he said. Lakajayani warned that failing to transform ownership structures in banking could lead to serious uprising in the future. In quotes, he says, "We could not continue like this," he added. Now, MPs also questioned banks about past financial misconduct, including the manipulation of the rand in the early 2000s. They sought clarity on the liquidation of Atala Bank and whether there should be legislative policies to regulate association in the banking industry. Now, it says several questions remain unanswered and lawmakers requested written responses on key issues. Major banks were expected to present their responses in the afternoon sessions. Well, this is actually what he's saying. He's saying that it's actually not that easy to see. Okay, things are actually happening in the rich SA banking. But to my notice here at the comment section, it seems South Africans were actually not pleased with the move by the MPs. They are saying that there are more pressing issues, and it's not just by the banking fault. It's actually it's some kind of individualism or individual what word should I even use here? It's some kind of individual morality. Okay, how do you walk in the bank, take a loan, and forfeit not to pay? This is something that we actually need to discuss here. We actually need to bring morals in our society again. The black community is fond of doing that. So it's actually a breeding of trust issues here. That is what mostly people were saying at the comment section here. And trust me though, if I can't trust you enough, I have to actually increase the risk so that you cannot be able to take it. That is what is actually being happening in the SA banks right now. Well, this one says banks work on risk factor, not skin color. Exactly. Well, fairly, that is how it's supposed to be, though, if you understand this point. But it's too bad that some people are actually not. The worst part of this issue is that based on how it's believed that black people forfeit their banking things and all those stuffs, some black person, a well-mannered, cultured black man or black woman will actually work in the bank, needing the money to actually improve her standard of living and also into a quick business deal that can actually profited her life. Well, she got declined because of believed blacks are actually a risk to banking loans and stuffs. That is also what we're actually addressing here too. Some innocent people might actually lose their help due to all these concerns. So the MPs may have a right intent, but it all boils down to morality. The most black communities people, I'm not saying all, most of you guys or some of you guys needs to do better. That's important here. But this one also says I'm black, but I ain't trusting my black brothers and sisters with my money. What happened with those two employees at the ABSA last year? Attacker, Sambo, and VPS. Never these ANC cadres have stolen a lot in public sector. Now they want to loot private banks. Okay, so it seems like a lot of other blacks, South Africans also agree with me here, saying that, well, as I said, innocent black people can also be affected, but let's actually not forget the point and fact that we actually need to do better in our society. We need to respect our side of the deals, also to make sure we ease the risk management here and also to build trust in these sectors. Mind you, these are companies running with people being employed and need to pay workers and staffs and all the expenditures and budgets they are actually held into. They cannot risk because of racial profiling, so they're actually going to do what you guys actually like. But it's actually saddening that most innocent people to lose some opportunities due to all these things. But well, hopefully, as it's in the hands of the MPs, they can actually go to a common grounds, and then things will be better in the SA economic factor and mostly the banking sector. My name is Vidashi. This is African Time. You are also free to share your point and view at the comment section. We all discuss this together, right? This is African Time. Don't forget to share, subscribe. Most importantly, share your comment at the comment section. Let's discuss Africa together. Thank you for your time.